Hi, good evening. Welcome to our District 23C MyLion webinar. I'm Lion Paula Roswell from the Canterbury Lions Club. I'm your global leadership team leader, and I'd like to introduce you to one of our first 2020-2021 Lions Year webinars. I come to you not only as a Lion, but as an art teacher doing the hybrid learning. So all of this is new to us, you, and everyone out there. So we're so thankful you can join us tonight. The topic is the 6 W's of Lions Club International MyLion reporting system. Who, what, when, where, why, and how to report and celebrate your club service to the community. I'd like to introduce our 23C District Governor, Frank Rowe, who will welcome you in a few minutes. And we have tonight, finally, as our presenter, Region Chair Terry Schlosser from the Portland Lions Club. Terry is a retired high school math teacher, yay math, and thought she was done teaching, but her district governor found her job again. Governor Frank is a Lion of 28 years from the Ledyard Lions Club and needs no further introduction.
Opportunity to thank everybody for taking time out of their busy week and joining us on this rainy evening. Of course, it's a little dark and gloomy outside, but I'm hoping that you're going to feel a little brighter after you have this opportunity to learn more about MyLion. The important thing is that we need to get all of these activities reported. It gives us an opportunity to show organizations like the Gates Foundation on how much work we do so that they can partner with us as they did with the Gavi and the measles program, the One Shot, One Life, which has been very successful. So thanks to Lion Paula Roswell for putting us together, and thanks to Region Chair Terry Schlosser for sharing her vast knowledge on this. So we look forward to giving you a presentation that will help make your Lions job a little bit easier. Thank you.
All right, before we get started, we will be having a Zoom meeting to try out another platform. I believe in about 2 weeks, we'll be sending an email out where we can discuss any of the issues tonight live with you, and you can share our screen. And there'll be forthcoming Zoom meetings like a fireside chat coming up in the next few weeks also. And now to Region Chair Terry.
Okay, welcome everyone. Happy to be here with you. First, let's get a sense of our audience by completing the following poll questions. And Leader Paula, do you have the poll?
Yes, I have the polls open.
Okay, I can't really see them. I see 53% have voted, 67% have voted. So the first question was, do you have a Lions member login? Second question, have you ever used MyLion before? Third, are you a reporting officer? Uh-oh. And, oh, such as a president, secretary, service chair, or club administrator. And 4, do you expect us to cover how to use MyLion app or tablet? So 93%.
So the first poll, the first poll question, yes, 100% said they have. Have you ever used MyLion before? It's 80-20, and the next one, oh, close that one. Next one, are you a reporting officer? Launch that one. We have 92% yes for reporting officer and 8% as no. And the last one, for some reason, I don't know why it's in there, but I'll get that in there before the evening is over.
Okay. Having a Lions member login was a prerequisite to this webinar, so I'm glad you all have one. But if ever your members are having problems signing in, please contact your zone chair for assistance, or you could probably help them if you all know how to do that now. The IT department at Lions International is very responsive. I recommend that calling them if you can, if at all possible. They are very, very helpful. Number 2, if you have never used MyLion before, you are in the right place. If you have used MyLion, that's okay too. The IT department is constantly improving the program based on the feedback we give them. For example, once you log in with your member login, there's now a new look to your options such as MyLion, MyLci, Insights, Learn, Shop, and Connect. I will also show you how any member can use MyLion to plan your service projects and the new resources that are available to any member. Number 3, as we will discuss, you can report your club service activities if you're one of those officers: president, secretary, service chair, or club administrator. If you are another club member, you can still use MyLion for planning and publicity. Any member of your club can publicize upcoming club events and retrieve our organization's resources for service projects to help you in your planning of those service projects. This webinar will only cover MyLion on your personal computer, PC, or laptop. That being said, I'm a club administrator for Portland Lions, and I added a service project using my laptop. Then I went to my mobile phone and under MyLion app, and I have my phone synced to my laptop. So it did show up automatically on my on the MyLion app on my phone. Also, you can use the mobile phone app or tablet to record service hours to help you remember and communicate them to your club officer if you are a regular member. However, your hours on the app will not automatically interface with your club service hours. You can also publicize an upcoming event or fundraiser on your mobile phone or tablet, and then share it with other Lions. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the 5 W's, 6 W's, but 5 W's and an H, the who, what, when, where, why, and how of MyLion, not necessarily in that order. After being a club officer for many years and having to report service manually with paper and pencil, handwritten carbon copy reports, some of you may remember, and snail mailing them to our district leaders, MyLion is a wonderful tool to have. With a click of a button, you can send off your information to those who need it. And it's fairly new, so many Lions need some additional training. And I don't profess to be an expert, but our team will be here to help and make sure we get you the answers you need. And as I said, our technology team at Lions International is quite responsive as well. MyLion takes the place of reporting activities on MyLci. A couple years ago, that's how you had to do it. But MyLci is now intended for membership information and data. So all activity reporting must now be accomplished using this MyLion software. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. For those in our audience, feel free to type any questions you may have in the chat box on your screen. And Lion Paula will see that your questions get answered. A prerequisite, I think I had said, that you have a member login. After this presentation, we will ask that you try to input a club service activity and save any questions you have for our follow-up Zoom meeting that we'll have in a couple of weeks. I think we decided on Thursday, November 12th, same time at 7 o'clock. And in this way, we can share screens because there's even though this is a great platform in which to record our webinars, it doesn't give us the opportunity to go into the internet and do things live. So we hope to do that via Zoom in a couple weeks, and you'll get more information on that soon. And perhaps we can share our computer screens to replicate your situation so we can help you on specific questions. So why do we report on MyLion? These screenshots that I have up on the screen here were taken from a June 2020 video that they had that Lions International put out. It's because it helps to remind us that Lions are the largest service organization in the world. Every year we have a goal of serving over 200 million people around the globe. The graphics and statistics you see here were from a YouTube video, and our 48,000 clubs around the globe had reported serving over 275 million people in the 2019 to 2020 year. So the only way we can continue to see and use these fantastic statistics is to know how much service we are providing. So we need to report our service data to MyLion or in MyLion so that we know what our impact is locally and globally. So here you see we have 5.7 million people were served through vision screenings, 1.3 people served through type 2 diabetes risk awareness and screenings, 4.3 or 4% million were environmental cleanup and restoration projects, and 14.7 were food collection and meal preparation projects. Also, they continue to show some more statistics: childhood cancer, tree planting, eyeglass collection, clean water and sanitation, and education, literacy, and reading programs. So that's why they ask you for what types of projects you're doing so that they can categorize these and report them accordingly. So for our clubs, reporting service is the final step in our service journey. It can be a sense of pride, what your club has done. It creates a database for you, a history of what your club has done throughout the years. Brings attention to the great works of Lions, and it creates eligibility for awards and recognitions. As we mentioned, who can report a club activity? Any member can access MyLion and plan an activity. So this shows that only club presidents, secretaries, service chairs, and club administrators can actually do the reporting. This chart also, which is in a brochure that you can download. It shows who can access MyLion and the privileges, even the district people. And where do you report your LCI? I'm sorry, that shouldn't say that. You would report your service activities under MyLion. You get in through your regular login, and you will see this is at your home page or member portal that they've just updated. So it looked really new to me. It might to some of you too. So you would once you log in successfully, this is your Lion suite, or some call it an ecosystem, and you're going to find all the apps you need to use. If you're a regular member, you will not have access to MyLCI, for example. Only certain officers' portals will show this. So you're going to be clicking on the MyLion International logo. So when do you report? You can report onto MyLion before an event to publicize it to other Lions, and to get it set up for reporting after the event. You can report it before, during an event to help you plan projects, and that's what I'm going to be talking quite a bit about tonight. How to access the new Lions International planning tools for projects, which are a new feature. And as many of you have already done, you report afterwards your service projects, fundraisers, donations made, and some people even report the meetings that you have held. So before an event, you can publicize it. You can plan a future activity. So what you would do is you would click on at the upper right-hand corner, plans service activity, our future activity, and you will click on, if, for example, say you want to plan a service activity. So the next few slides I'm going to show you will show the LCI planning resources that are available to any Lion Club member. You would select an activity type, whether it's a service activity, a fundraiser, a meeting, or a donation. And you always advance to the next page using that orange continue button. There's one on top and there's one at the bottom. Last night, my orange button, I was preparing for this and I couldn't, my orange button was grayed out. So I had to actually go back and refresh the page. So if that happens to you, try to do that. So let's say that you want to plan a diabetes awareness project. You would select one of the causes, one of our 5 initiatives: hunger, environment, childhood cancer, vision, or diabetes. So I selected diabetes, as my red arrow shows. And let's say you want to do it as a town-wide event or at the local senior center or whatever. Notice to the right, there's educational information about what diabetes is and how many individuals are impacted, and basically why LCI has chosen diabetes as one of our top 5 initiatives. And the continue button on this, I didn't quite capture it, but it's hidden, but you would click the continue button once you choose the cause. So let's say you want to do diabetes risk awareness and screening. Notice there's 9 different types of diabetes projects you could do: camps and symposiums, support group, healthy eating, and so forth and so on. So just for illustration purposes, I clicked on type 2 diabetes risk awareness and screening. To the right, and whoops. Notice it says that you get they will provide service project planners. They're printable, they're customizable workbooks that give you the club support needed to plan and execute this type of service project in your community. So you can download it and print it off. So once you do that, it will look something like this. Here it says it's a type 2 diabetes risk awareness event, and it gives you lots of like a 7 or 8 page booklet on, from the beginning and end, how to host an activity like this. So take a few minutes to explore this new planning tool once you get back on MyLion, and see some of the new resources available to our clubs. Many of the resources are probably more than you're going to need or use, but LCI is continuing to upload them and improve their resources. For example, I chose a vision service project and clicked on Lion's iBank because I wasn't familiar with that, but there were no resources there. So I think they're only doing at first the ones that are probably the more popular ones. Then I said, well, let's explore a little bit on one of the other causes. So I did go to vision. It tells you, how important vision is to us. On the little block to the right, you click continue. What kind of project is it? I said, why don't we choose support services for the blind or visually impaired? So I clicked on that, and it came up with two planning resources that I could download. One is a vision support group. You might have a project you want to support the visually impaired people and have, you know, different events for them for their emotional well-being, or for example, family fitness walk. So I clicked on vision support group and I get this service project planner. And like I said, there's probably more information than you're going to need, but it takes you from start planning your event, the location, the time, et cetera. It makes you define all those things. And then on the side, if you notice on the right-hand side, all the way to the right, there are tabs. And so it gives you everything from, you know, checklists to impact at the end and so forth. So it's quite all inclusive, 7 or 8 pages. So you would go back and start filling in your event. I just determined that the Portland Club wanted to do a support services for the blind. It asked you for your place of your event. You put in your address, your start date, your end date, a little bit of description of your activity, and it asks you for privacy settings, who can actually see your event. And I don't know why anyone would not want the privacy setting to be everyone. You know, why would you want to have an event and only want your club to see this information? So I'm kind of curious why other people would use that. And once you put all that in, you click continue, and then you invite people. So what comes up are all the clubs in our district. So I clicked on, I want my Portland club to be invited. All of the Portland members would come up under invitees or invites, or you can search for individuals and try to do it that way. So if you're out there, Michael Pelton, I have you up here for I'm inviting you to our event, and my mom, Jeanette Noddick. And once you click, invites will be sent once you click continue or submit. So you want to review what details you've just put in. So here it comes. You can review what you've put in, make sure it's correct, that you've entered everything all right. And your activity has been created on MyLion and your invites have been sent. So anyone can do that. Now, what do you want to report for your service projects? Oh, I wanted to show you, if you go to your activities, what you just put in will show up under upcoming activities. And you're going to be finding out more about MyLion. When you click on past activities, it shows everything your club has done in the past. At the club level, be it a service activity, a fundraiser, a meeting, or a donation. So after you have an event, all of you who said you are service officer types have the ability to input data about the event. What you're going to need before you go into MyLion is name of event, the date, what type of activity it is, what cause, in other words, which initiative, what type of project it is, who can view it, a little description of the event, an optional photo, and the hard part is number of people served, and the number of volunteers and volunteer hours. So that can be a little bit tricky. But LCI, once again, has some resources for you. They have a 7-page PDF brochure on their website called Measuring Service Impact for Lions. It defines what they believe service to be. It explains the way we measure it and provides direction on how to calculate number of people served and so forth. It's a very useful brochure, and I downloaded it myself and for my own use here and in the future. And here are metrics that Lions Club International collects. Number of people served, number of volunteers, volunteer hours, funds raised, and funds donated. And it defines for you what that is, according to their how they want you to report it.
Excuse me, Lion. Terry, before we get too far into our topics, I do have a question that maybe should be addressed now instead of later.
Okay.
June is asking, I can see how to record a one-day event that ends. They have activities that are ongoing. How would you enter that in the MyLion? Or is that something you're going to cover later?
I believe there is a recurring button, and what I'd like to do is invite, is it Joan?
It's June.
June, invite her to come to our Zoom and we can actually work with her on that.
Okay.
I have personally not used it, but I'm sure it's there. And maybe somebody at the end can share their knowledge about that. Anything else?
So far, good.
Okay. Not a reportable service. So many of us are great volunteers in our communities. You know, we do things maybe with a political party, maybe at our church or whatever. So if you just want to bring a meal to a neighbor in need, or drive somebody to an appointment, or volunteer at your church, even though this work is very important and commendable, it should not be reported as a Lion service activity. Okay, so once you're in report past activity, let's say you had you know, a food drive or something, and you want to report it. So you would click on report past activity. And then report, there's a report plus button. You want to report that past activity. You have to click on report plus. And here comes a fill-in form that's very easy to complete. It's like I say, it's so much easier than the way we had to do it manually. Activity name, date, the cause, which is, of course, one of the 5 initiatives. The under activity details, your name should show as creator. You can choose whether it was a single, here it is, you can choose whether it's a single day or a multiple day event. You can input a start date. Then under activity type, you will choose service activity. It allows you to choose fundraisers, meetings. Some people do report their meetings, and until I started getting ready for this webinar, I wasn't aware that we should be perhaps reporting our meetings. But it is, you know, we are volunteers, and they're trying to follow or keep track of our volunteer hours. I would say if time is of the essence, I'd rather you report your service projects than worry about reporting all the meetings that, you know, our club may have 2 a month. So just know that it's out there. Also, donations can be reported according to whatever cause the donation goes, you know, is used for. You would click on the signature activity if it's a recurring event that is unique to your club and your community, or what you're known for in the community. That would be a signature event, whether it be helping out with food distribution or a monthly spaghetti dinner or an annual pancake breakfast or whatever. It would be a signature activity. Like I say, you choose the cause, whether it's hunger, vision, diabetes, childhood cancer, environment, or if it doesn't fit in any of those categories, just call it other. Like if you have a meeting or a donation for a scholarship, perhaps, it wouldn't fit under any of the initiatives, so you would just say other for the cause. Project type, your guess is as good as mine. In my last example, if you choose other as the cause, then specify it here. For example, awarding a scholarship or, and number 3, share. I would think you'd want, like I said before, you'd want everyone to see a report. Why would you want to just limit it to just your club? Unless it's in the draft stage, and then you probably could, limit it to just your club. Under number 4, story, provides a space for you to detail and provide specifics about your project. And if you're a photo buff like I am, upload a photo of the event and just be sensitive to getting approval for those in the photo, especially if you're doing, say, a vision screening with children, you want to get the parents' permission before you use their photo. And last but not least, by the B arrow down there, you would click on save. If you're missing information, you want to go back to it. Or if you're done and you know it's finalized, then you would click report. And so there you have it. There's your service activity or whatever that's been, and you should see successfully submitted with an OK button that says in orange, and you would want to click on that OK button to close out all the input that you just did, just to be on the safe side. And here's an example. If you want to report a meeting, you're going to need volunteers, the number of volunteers, and the number of volunteer hours. We had a club meeting last night via Zoom. 5 people attended. It was a 1-hour meeting, so we totaled up 5 volunteer hours. I added a description. Let's see, I didn't want to go do that yet. Hold on. We added a description that our club had reviewed the outcome of our recent food truck drive-through event, and we presented a financial report. So all that was under description once I reported everything. Members felt that it was a successful event, and we discussed having another one in the spring. You can put all that under description of your meeting. We talked about how we could improve the event the next time, and then I uploaded a photo. Okay, so here we have, metrics is another option under MyLion. So when I clicked on metrics for my club, it talked about how many people we've served, and this is since July 1st, 2020. So it goes to according to our Lions year, July 1st to June 30th. Number of service activities completed, volunteer hours, funds donated, and funds raised. Now under details, it will tell you which cause it was for. So there were 40 for hunger relief and 20 volunteer hours for some other cause. So you can go and actually see all these details on your activities. All right, so unless anyone has any questions, that was all I was going to be sharing with you this evening. And like I say, please join us a couple weeks from Thursday so we can show you some live examples, which is more interactive. Are there any questions?
I do have one more question. June's asking, so she's in the program on another computer trying to see what you were showing with the entry, and it looks different than what you see on your screen, what you were showing on your screen. Is there a difference between using MyLion on a phone laptop or a desktop? Do they all look differently to accommodate the different technology?
Is she doing it on her phone?
Let's ask her.
Oh, no, I'm on another computer. I think it's because another member was in there logging things in previously that I didn't realize.
Okay, so you have your question answered.
Yeah,
And someone said the
sorry
screen is-
about that.
Someone said the screen is
Oh,
black.
no worries. That was taken care of. And
Okay.
John has a question. I'm going to let him just come in for a minute and ask. Whoop. Oh, John, you need to unmute yourself because it won't let me unmute you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Come on in, John. You can ask. Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear you. Come on
now I
in.
can.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we can create templates for those reoccurring events, those annual events, like we have our mud run, and I'd just like to create a template and just copy it and just change the dates and things like that.
Yeah, that was that Joan's question too. So like I say, I've never done that, but let's work on that for, and I will check into that in the next couple of weeks for you, John. John,
Can
what's
I
your last
interrupt
name?
a second?
Oh, sure.
Can I-
Hi,
okay.
Frank.
I think, John, if I'm understanding you correctly, what they're referring to is the signature activity. A signature activity basically creates a template for, if you do a pancake breakfast on the first Monday of every month, you can call that up as a signature activity. It saves most of the information. The difference will be the actual reporting, because it may alter the number of Lions, the number of people you've served, or the number of donations. Is that what you were asking about, John?
Yeah, I was just wondering if I can pre-create all those templates for all these different activities ahead of doing it once.
I guess if you call it a signature activity.
Go ahead, Terry.
No, I just said, like Frank said, if you call it a signature activity, the next time it comes up, it may already put, what do you call it, populate some things. So we can try that. So thank you guys for joining us. Any last minute questions? Okay.
Well,
Paula,
thank
what do
you
you
everybody
say?
for joining us, and I appreciate the hard work that Terry has put into, and Paula, in presenting this. We're trying to make these a little bit quicker and shorter, so that it doesn't require a lot of your time that you have. I know a lot of other responsibilities, but just to rehash what Terry had said, is we're going to try and get together on Zoom on November 12th and see if we can't do it in a different way to make it a little bit more interactive. But I am now signing off. Thank you.
Good night, Frank. Thanks, everybody,
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Frank.
Huge
Good night.
props to Lion Terry for creating this PowerPoint and being the rock
you.
behind my first webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you. I'll be sending out a link to everybody within the next week or so for a Zoom. We'll try something new.
All righty. Good night, everyone.